Hey, hey. It's a Q&A. I couldn't come up with a name for the title here. I'm going to move over because I was very off-center and I don't like that. And oh my goodness. I took some powder to my face before I started. Apparently not enough because I'm shiny. Hello, whoever's here. I hopefully gave a little more time this time for people to know I was coming on. Hey, okay, is your name Leo? I want to make sure I know your name because I always feel weird. I like to address people in their comments by their name. Sorry, I have to de-oil myself here. And so I like to make sure I know people's names. Oh. And it's hard to, so many people, their channel names are not their name. So I'm Danielle, by the way. Okay, I'll call you Leo then. I'm glad you're here. But I forget, lately I've been trying to, in some of my videos say, my name's Danielle, because obviously my name's not Glamberger, but but otherwise people don't know. Oh, that's a little better, huh? Knock down some of that shine. I am sweating my butt off. I came home and I ate some leftover beef stew stuff I made last night. And so that was hot. And so then I was already a little warm. And then I decided to make a cup of coffee, and yeah. So I'm still working on that one. But I'm like, oh, I'm sweaty, and then to turn the ring light on, extra sweat. So this could be interesting. It would probably help if I take my shoes off. I haven't done that since I got home. And I'm going to be leaving again because I am going to my grandma's for dinner at 4. So that gets you guys off the hook. Not that you can't leave the live when you want to anyway. I'm sure it's way hotter there in Texas than it is here. I think the high here today is 71. But that's plenty warm enough for me. I love it when it's more in the 50s and 60s. So it's supposed to be starting to get back down there, I think, this upcoming week. Yeah, it is pretty nice. It was really windy too. My hair is crazy. I went to Bible study this morning, and then I went to Goodwill to drop off some donations. And oh my gosh, I usually go to this one Salvation Army that's at the other end of the town that our church and stuff is in. And I was like, I'm gonna call the Goodwill. I've been to that Goodwill a bunch of times, but I never noticed where their donation stuff was. But I think it's just because I haven't paid attention. And so I called there yesterday, and they're like, oh yeah, you just drive around on the side, blah blah. So today I was like, sweet. So now my goal is to every Tuesday when I go to Bible study have something that I'm taking to donate as well. So that will help me keep moving stuff out of my house. And okay, so our Bible study, kind of the theme right now is letting go of what's good so that you can grab onto God's better. And so it's been really cool each week. This was the 4th week. Has been ways to do that. And so there's been things better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. So intentionally spending time with God. And when we do that, when we get to know him, we can see more of what the better is he has for us than if we're trying to do things on our own and not having him be a part of our every moment of our day, And then one was, better one handful than two, and striving, what is it? It's something better one handful than two, with striving and chasing after the wind. So basically hey cat. Oh, better one handful of tranquility. Thank you, Anne. Okay. And that's Anne. She teaches the Bible study. Dang it, Anne. Now you're going to put me on the spot, and I'm going to be forgetting everything. And then we did, yep, there we go. Wisdom. I know it was last week, which I wasn't there, but I was able to watch it online. So that was all about, Solomon asking for wisdom, when God told him that he could ask him for anything, that was what he asked for, was wisdom, and how that's more valuable than silver or gold, or, you know, like things like that. And then today, today, the one that we just did is going to be the one that I'm like blanking out. Oh, about how much more important like having a good name is than you know, riches and success and things like that, where you're you know, our names, what do people think when they hear your name? Like, what kind of reputation, because your reputation goes before you. And so when people hear your name, what do they think, you know, and things like that, and how it's never too late to, hi Clara, to change that, like, and that we, whatever it is that we want to be and want to be known for, that's what we should be acting like. And so yeah, it's been pretty awesome, because Anne is pretty dang awesome at teaching Bible study. And I know I told you last week that they're online now. This week was not. So they're still working on getting that figured out. So I did have that linked in that one video, so you can watch that one if you want. And then when it picks back up where they're recording, I'll let you guys know. But oh, I'm so warm. My goodness. I should have switched into shorts for this, because you guys wouldn't know anyway. Absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool. Actually, she was talking about in Revelation, there is a place where it talks about that we're going to get a new name, and that it's going to be on a stone. And she said about how, like, just imagine, and like we can't even, but that someday Jesus is going to come up to you with this stone and be like, this was always your name, and like your true name. And it like brought me chills. I like got tears in my eyes, because you know, you just think about so many people who in their life are treated terribly and told that they're worthless, or maybe come from a family whose name is known for not being great. And even if you're not like that, that reputation that follows you, you know, that kind of thing. And like someday we're going to know our true name, and like none of this matters, you know, kind of thing. And so I don't know, I just thought that was really, really cool. And that's great for people who don't like their name too. This like the joke about when you're gonna get new bodies, like woohoo. I don't think, you know, we can only think of physical bodies, so pretty sure that's not what he means. But oh, I had to take my socks off. I gotta get comfy up in here. I actually have I had asked on my community tab a while back for some questions for like Q&A that I was gonna use in one of my videos. God is so good. I agree, Leo. And I was like, you know what? Because I thought maybe I'd run out of things to talk about. Hey, Mama Glow. Oh, thank you. Absolutely, Kat. Yes, when we are thinking about our reputation, it's not just about what's for us. Like, how do we treat people? How do we, you know, like people see the things we do. And one of the things we were talking about was like gossip and everything. Hey, Christy. You know, and actually this lady who I talked about before that sits at our table, she has taught me so many things. She was talking about that in their culture, they call out, like, say you're sitting at a table of women. If this woman said something about this other woman, you say, hey, didn't you say that she did this, or she said this? And she said when she first came here, I mean, that's what they did there. And so she said these women pulled her aside and were like, you're too honest. Like, you don't do that, you know, whatever. And she was like, okay. And I'm like, that is so sad, because if you knew that someone was going to call you out in front of the people you said something about, would you say it? Hey, Tish, bringing the trouble. You know, and no, you probably wouldn't. So why don't we live like that? Like that, if you wouldn't want somebody to know about it, don't say it. And so thank you, Tish. Yes, please give a thumbs up if you would. But yeah, it's like totally, you know, really what they did in her culture is better, because then you're not talking junk behind people's backs and rumors. You know, it's like, unless you really know something, don't be saying it, because people do that all the time. And so I thought that was really interesting. She said it was really hard for her, though. She was really embarrassed because, you know, it was like they were kind of like reprimanding her for being too honest. And I'm like, yeah, because that's a terrible thing. But it's just, you know, different cultures and stuff. Obviously, there are better ways. Oh, but what I was saying was I had put on my community tab for questions for me to answer during one of my videos where I'm doing the, 17 unused palettes. And I've recorded 7 of them so far, so they'll be rolling out. Actually, guys, I have so many video things coming out right now, or things that I'm recording. I'm like, hi, Carla. I'm like, I feel like I need to do more videos coming out a week than 3, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to overload everybody either. But it's like you're going to be hearing about things way after the fact because it's stuff I'm recording, but there's other stuff that needs to go out first. And that's why I had asked for these Q&A, questions, so that I would have something to talk about. Well, imagine me finding plenty of stuff to talk about in my videos. Yeah, that's kind of how it's gone. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do the Q&A in a live, and that way if you guys want me to elaborate on an answer or you want to ask something more in regards to what the question is, you can. So maybe I will just go ahead and start with that. And the first one is from Sunny Watson, and I know, right, Christy? Me talk? What? She said, when did you really start getting into makeup and growing your collection? So I've always worn makeup, but I've always been, clothes have been my first love for forever. Clothes, jewelry, whatever. I always wore makeup, but I didn't know what I was doing. Not that I know what I'm doing now, but you know what I mean? Like, I had like Wet n Wild, maybe 1 or 2 little palettes, stuff like that. In fact, I was just talking to somebody about this. I'm like, I was trying to think of how I even used to do my makeup, and I could not even possibly tell you. I have no idea. I know it was nothing like what I do now, but I could not tell you what it was. I didn't know. Oh, thank you so much, Christy. I didn't know about eyeshadow primer, which was horrible because I'm super oily and have very hooded lids, and so my eyeshadow would all crease and be greasy and have like those thick lines. Oh, it was terrible. So yeah, so really I really started getting into it about 4 years ago. I kind of started watching YouTube. I don't know why I'd never paid attention to it before, but that was when I started watching it, and I don't even remember what sparked me to watch it. I think I was probably looking for something, like how to do something, I don't know. And then I just kind of fell more in love with it because I like all things girly. And then it was pretty quick there that I started growing my collection, and it is what it is today, which now I'd have to count again because I can't remember what my palette count is now. I know it was like what? Well, I realized it was actually 134 instead of 131 because I forgot to add my Kaleidos. Yeah, definitely over 100. I know, yeah, it was 134 with the Kaleidos palettes because I forgot to add those in my main thing. I didn't even show them. It was so weird, which they're some of my favorite palettes, so that was weird. And then since then I've gotten the Love for Sale palette, and the Gourmand Girls new one is coming to me, so that's on its way. And then I've got one other one that you guys are going to be seeing too, so 137, I guess. Hey, Auntie Barbara Jean. Aw. There's another Texas girl. I feel like there's a lot of people that I know on YouTube from Texas. I've met a couple Michigan people. But yeah, so that was Sunny's question. And then Jen Jackson, she said, I'd rather live in denial than count my palettes, Clara. Oh my gosh. And Clara has actually added to my collection quite a bit over the years, so thank you, Clara. I won't say anything. I won't tell anybody. You can tell me. I won't tell anyone about your palettes. That's too funny. Jen said, who inspires you? And if you could use only one palette for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why? Who inspires you? Well, I don't know if she means makeup or just in general. Makeup wise, there's a lot of people because there's so many people I enjoy watching. Obviously, you've heard me talk a million times about Alyssa Pope. She totally inspires me. She does beautiful looks. She's very creative, and so I'm very inspired by her with makeup. Who inspires me otherwise? Well, my best friend Anne, because she's amazing, and she just has a confidence that I admire, and she's so smart about things. She's so real, and She's just, you know, she's one of those kind of people who is genuine about everything. And I love that about her. I mean, she has magnetism. People want to be around her because of the kind of person that she is like that, because she's someone you feel like you can trust, and you know she's going to tell you the truth about things. And if you're watching this, Anne, don't get a big head, Anne. No, I'm just kidding. And that's the thing. She's humble. She would be going, knock it off, if she was over here. Like, which, by the way, she did tell me that she would do a little cameo with me at some point, not talk about makeup, but like just do some sort of thing together for a video. So I would love that, and I'd love for you guys to meet her. And but yeah, she majorly inspires me that way. My friend Jenny, who you've seen be on here, she's goofy and fun, and she's super sweet. She is like an amazing homemaker. Like, her house is so sweetly decorated and cozy. It's like what I like, but she's just way better at it. And she makes like amazing food. She's like the ultimate homemaker. I absolutely love it. And she's an old soul like me. Like, as far as well, like I said before, we're like a mix. We are old lady and child, like, you know, crashed together. That's how her and I both are. Because we have just like a youthful goofiness, but then we also have like these just old souls about things. Oh, hi, Linda. I'm so sorry I'm just talking away, and like, I'm just talking about the people. I'm not trying to put myself down. Thank you so much, Linda. Girl. You guys. I can feel myself getting red. Yeah, no, I'm not putting myself down. She just really is an amazing homemaker. But yeah, so I actually have a lot of people who inspire me in my like real life, you know, kind of stuff. So one palette for the rest of your life, which would it be and why? Gosh, you guys, that's really hard. One palette. It would have to be something really versatile. That's a tough one. I really don't know. I mean, I could tell you right now which one I would choose, like at this moment. It would be the Love for Sale one, because I love which I have on today. It has, you know, like the more neutral toned down colors, but then it does have some fun, you know, pops of color too, but it's not like super intense. So I really do love that. Okay, you know what? I don't think I own any Violet Voss palettes. I don't have any Violet Voss. Aside from that one, gosh, yeah, I really don't know. I still love the Persona Identity palette. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. It just is a good look every time. And so that's a really good one. But there's no way I could just have one palette. Like, that would be so boring. Yes, Clara, a big Z palette that you could fill with Sydney Grace singles. I only have, my favorite drugstore brand is Juvia's Place. I have 20 some of their palettes. I only have, from Sydney Grace, I only have what I got in the mystery box, and mystery bag, and I got the green one, the light green one, and I love them. Like, they're such gorgeous shadows. So I definitely would like to get more Sydney Grace. I know, yeah. People have been around a while, they know about my Juvia's problem. In fact, my friend Jenny was just talking to me about Juvia's today. She's like, her and her daughter were in Ulta, and she's like, we saw, and they had these little quads, you know, whatever, of different colors. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, whatever. And she's like, I thought they would be on the bougie, like the expensive side of the store. I'm like, oh no, they're drugstore. Profusion, I do love. Definitely love Profusion. I've got a lot of the 10-pan palettes. Those are crazy affordable. Yeah, Juvia's quality is amazing. And that's because she goes, with the way you always talk about it, I thought it was like expensive. This is true, Clara. But you know what? I think that's smart of them, that they don't have just like one palette that does it all, because it forces people to buy more. Like, that's not a real bad, did you say Jeffree Star makes your eyes itch? I literally have never used any of his products, like eyeshadow, lip stuff, nothing. So I couldn't say anything about it, but oh, okay. That's weird. There must be something in it. I wonder what. But yeah, Juvia's is pretty bomb because it's super like affordable and there's such a variety. Like I started with the Nubian that I won from Melissa Pope. It was the first giveaway I ever won, and I absolutely like fell in love with it. And so that was just browns, you know. And then I got into all the color and stuff. But yeah, they definitely don't do like one palette that can do both things. But yeah. And then Cherish the Way You Sparkle, which are actually twins. They asked, what's your favorite and least favorite characteristic of yourself? Favorite characteristic of myself. Oh, favorite foundation of the moment? Oh, yeah. I actually, since like March, I have been using this, oh, the light, Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. It's what's on my face right now. I've been using it every day. I tried using my typical favorite foundation, which is this Maybelline Infallible Pro Matte. I feel like it's so cakey on my face now. And this is not like a full coverage foundation, but since I'm so used to using this, I have a hard time going back to foundation. Yeah, so favorite and least favorite characteristic of myself. I love hard, and so people that I love, people in my life, I am very loyal to, and I make sure to always try to let them know how much I love them. Like I am a very like sentimental kind of person. Sentimental, I said that really weird. That is a good foundation too, Claire. Yeah, so I love that I love hard, I guess, would be one of the characteristics I really like about myself, that I'm just, I don't know. And I kind of like that I'm goofy. Like, I don't know, I just have fun with life. I enjoy things. The smallest things make me happy and get me giddy. And like my husband and I, when we were at Cedar Point, I was like literally skipping, holding his hand and stuff. Like, I'm not afraid to look goofy, like as far as that kind of stuff goes. I guess the characteristic I don't like is that I'm too self-conscious in other ways. And so that bothers me because I think it holds me back sometimes from things. I know it does. I don't think it does. I know it does. And so that would be kind of like, I love that I'm like a hard lover and goofy, fun-loving, you know, life-enjoying person. Hi, Tammy. But in the other sense, I wish I wasn't so self-conscious about certain things, and yeah, didn't let stuff bother me that shouldn't, because that's dumb. It's like a waste of your time. Waste of your time and energy. Yeah, no, being goofy and stuff is fun. Like, I mean, I enjoy that about my personality because other people do too. Like, that's, I just don't like that I'm self-conscious about everything. Like, I don't know, like even things like my hair, I stress way too much about it. I think about it way too much. And then I know goofy is fun. It just is. And I worry about hurting people's feelings all the time. Like I'm just really like, oh my gosh, I probably said something that made somebody upset. Oh, like anything that happens, like if somebody doesn't respond to me in a way like I kind of expected them to, it's like, oh, I must have done something. Do you know what I mean? Like, and no, maybe they're just like not responding to you in the way you would respond to somebody. You know what I mean? So I like worry about stuff like that. And I worry about seeming really awkward a lot. There are certain situations and certain people, and I have no idea why, but there are certain people when I try to talk to them, I feel so awkward. Like I feel like they're thinking, what a weirdo. And so then I feel like it makes me act more weird because you should always be goofy. Because I'm thinking about it. So like stuff like that, that's a characteristic I wish I did not have. Like I wish I could just be me and be goofy and not care. And for the most part I do, but I still have those moments, you know? Yeah. And then they asked me, yes, you should always be you. Like that's something I don't think anyone would say I ever tried to be like somebody else, because I wouldn't even know how to. And I like who I am. Like I don't, you know, I don't dislike myself in any way. There's things that I wish were different or things that I can always improve on, of course, because we all can. but I like me. I feel comfortable with who I am and who I'm becoming. So I am thankful for that. And I was not always that way. Yes, embrace your quirkiness. That is the best. That's something my friend Anne is amazing about. She embraces my quirkiness and she taught me to. And so I will forever be thankful for that, because I am a much more confident person since becoming friends with her. She really taught me a lot about myself. Thank you, Christy. And then they asked me, the best memory you have from the last 5 years. Oh my gosh. Last 5 years. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the best memory. Well, you know what? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Actually. My grandma passed away. It'll be 3 years in February. I am from Michigan, so yes, I am from the Midwest. I do not have an accent. You probably do. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, hey, Joy. I'm so excited that you're here. Yay. Okay, good. Yeah, so my grandma, it'll be 3 years in February since she passed away. She was my dad's mom. And she was the feistiest woman you have ever seen. She was, oh my goodness. Like, she would embarrass the heck out of you places because you'd be like, Grandma, like, stop it. But then some things were just so dang funny. Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, sometimes she got a little overboard. But we all have so many amazing memories of her and just sit around and crack up talking about stuff that she did and said and whatever. She was just amazing. Oh, sure, Tammy. There's no accents in Maryland, but there is in Michigan. I'm just kidding. That's something I love, how people from different places talk different, and you can tell. And there's been a couple people that I have watched their videos and I'm like, are you from Michigan? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you sound like me. I don't know. It's funny. Like, I don't think of us as having an accent, but yes, obviously everyone from the areas that you're in have certain similarities, or the way you say certain words or things like that. That's so funny. But anyway, my grandma. So when she ended up getting Alzheimer's, and she had to go. That's funny. She ended up breaking her hip, and she had been living with my aunt. Actually, my husband and myself and I think 2 of my boys, my 2 younger ones, we went over to visit at my aunt's house to visit my grandma. I have pictures from that day. We were having a great time, and she was being so goofy. Yeah, Christy, do not try hard to make people like you, because the thing is, then you're not being authentically you, and if they do like it, they're liking something that's not real, and they're missing out on the actual you. And that's such a shame for anybody to feel like they have to try to make people like them. Nobody is going to have everyone like them, and it's so not worth it. It's just that feeling of always trying to please people. Like, oh, no, thank you. That's something I am thankful. I am not a people pleaser for the most part, like in some ways, but yeah, it's not, you will drive yourself absolutely nuts trying to please people. Joy, and I do remember you saying that. Yes. People pleasing is like, I don't know what I'd call it. It's a foolish, never-ending game, because you just can't. Yes, that is a whole other job, Leo. You are absolutely right. But yeah, my grandma, so we had gone over to visit for the day, and we left, and we got about 20 minutes away from my aunt's house, because we lived about 40 minutes from her, or maybe a little more. And, oh, that's so funny. She sounds like me now. Yep, that's the truth. Like, people should appreciate you for who you are, not who they want you to be or think you should be. Like, no thanks. But so yeah, my aunt called and she said, can you please come back and help me? Grandma fell and I can't pick her up. Hi, Anne. Oh, okay. I hope you get good results. I'll be praying for you. And that's the truth too. Love yourself for you, and the right people will be drawn to you. Because when people can see that you are genuinely you, like, that's what people want. People want to see, we want to feel like we can get close to people. When people act like something else, you can usually kind of tell, for one. Thank you so much. And that doesn't draw people in. People, we want to have like real connections to people, and you can't have real connections when somebody is fake, when they're trying to be, you know, what they think you want them to be, or whatever the case may be. Like, that is just not, that's not what we crave. That's not what we want. We want real, authentic relationships with people, and you can't do that when people are pretending to be something. Yes, you're getting lots of prayers, Anne. Okay, so my grandma. So we went back to help my aunt because my grandma had fallen, and we ended up having to call an ambulance and stuff. And my grandma was like feisty and like, I don't need to go here, I don't need to do that, and blah blah blah. And that was more, she just had dementia at that point for the most part. And she said, I think you need to call someone. So we knew it was bad. And so they came and got her, and her hip was broke. Well, so then she ended up going into, you know, rehabilitation home type things. And she just went downhill really fast from there, which is very common. So it was like Alzheimer's. I mean, she went downhill fast and never did walk again or anything like that. She would tell you though, because we're like, Grandma, you need to do your exercises so that you can walk, so you can come back home. And she was like, I could get up and run around this whole building. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy. I'm so glad you made it too. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. But she would just, you know, whatever, like, and I think in her mind, she thought she could. She was just like, I just don't want to right now. But she never did start walking again or anything. And her mind just started slipping a lot. And so I would go like every other week, sometimes every week. It just kind of depended, with my dad. My dad would come and pick me up because I wasn't working at the time. And we would go visit my grandma. And we would spend the whole day there. I cannot tell you how much I treasure those times, just me and my dad, for one, being in the car, going places to eat, I'd go with him to run different weird errands he had, because my dad can make, my husband has said this too, my dad can make the most boring place or thing fun. Like, he just can. Like, I am not a, you know, Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot kind of gal. Like, I don't know if you can tell that by looking at me, but my dad, for some reason, can make that stuff fun. And so we would just go do all that kind of stuff. And we would spend the day with my grandma. And watching my dad love on his mom was the best thing I've ever watched in my life. He would brush her hair and just kiss on her and take care of her and just love her. I would watch him. He'd just hold her face in his hands and talk to her. And it was just the best thing in the world. So that absolutely would be my best memory I've had for the past 5 years, was just watching that love between my dad and his mom. And I'm a boy mom. I have all boys. And, you know, just the hopes that someday my boys would be the same with me. And my boys are very good to me. They're like fiercely protective of me and things like that. So I have no doubt that they will take good care of me. But yeah, there was just something really special about that. So that would be that best memory. Thank you, Leo. I'd love to meet you, Christy, and have you meet my family. I absolutely agree, Clara. Like, that just respect and love and appreciation for your mom. That's my one cousin, Brandon, is always like that with my aunt, his mom. Absolutely. And like, he always goes up and just hugs her and stuff. And like, my boys, Riley is just like my dad. They have very similar like physiques and everything, and their personalities, their tempers, a lot of things are alike. And my dad, as a way of showing love, he loves to pester the heck out of you. And you know that's what he's doing. And so it's funny, you're laughing, but you're irritated, you know, kind of thing, whatever. But it's his way of showing love to you. And that is what my Riley does to me. Like, he loves to like just keep going. We have like an island in our kitchen. So there's like a space between the fridge and the island to go the one way. And, you know, otherwise it's like the sink and the island. He will keep going like back and forth so that you can't get through and stuff. Like, just goofy things like that, just to bug you. Or like, I'm trying to get in the fridge and he keeps just pushing me, like, so I can't get to what I'm trying to do. Like, just always stuff like that. Like, and so, yeah, I love that. Like, just that feeling of that love and goofiness and that fun relationship that we have. So, yeah, I love that. It's so fun, isn't it, Clara? Like, to just have that goofiness, you know, like just that playfulness, I guess. Like, I don't know. It just makes everything so much more fun. I can't imagine having like a really serious, stern dad. Like, not that like there weren't expectations and things like that. I mean, there was discipline and stuff, but yeah, he's just really fun. And then, oh, look it. The next questions are from Clara. So she said, what do other creators do that makes you wish you could reach across the screen and tell them to stop? Actually, I have to say, the first time I read that, I cracked up. So, what do they do? It's something that makes me crazy is if someone has like something in their mouth when they're doing a video, like a mint or a cough drop or gum or something. Like, and you can, because you can tell it's there. Sometimes you can even see it like while they're talking or like doing their makeup. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say something in someone's mouth, and I get like dumb things like that start to distract me. So then I find like I'm just kind of looking at that instead of like what they're actually doing. And so that's something that totally drives me nuts. I think which I feel like I do when I'm doing a live like this, like looking at a monitor constantly, so you can tell they're looking at themselves. And that's something with doing a live that I feel like I do a lot, because it's really weird. When I'm recording, usually my phone is flipped the other way and I can see in the mirror behind me, I can see myself. So I'm still looking, straight on. And oh my gosh, Carla, I did not even notice. I swear, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But when I have it flipped this way, it's like the camera's over here where I should be looking, but I can see myself right here, and like your little comments are coming right here-ish. And yeah, so, oh, that's so awesome, Linda. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys, down in the comments, like once we do, can you leave comments right now too? Maybe you can, I don't know. But leave, yeah, something down in the comments if you have a channel, so that other people can, all connect together, because I love that. Yay. And Clara, I totally just missed what you wrote. I saw it pop up and totally missed it. So I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm not trying to offend anyone by saying if you have something in your mouth, but it's just stuff like that is very distracting to me. And so it's like, I just get like kind of fixated on that. And then, what is your least favorite video to film and watch? I don't enjoy empties videos. I don't know. I get the concept of them. I like the concept of them. I like it's people have used up something, so they're telling you, what they used up and liked, and what they used up and didn't, and why, and things like that. I like that. I don't know. I think I just like it better in a like hits and misses type of a video instead of showing the empty. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just not drawn to that. And Christy, the funny thing is, the only person who I do enjoy watching that kind of video from is Alyssa, because she's funny. Like, that's the difference too. Like, she's hilarious about the way she'll talk about the products that she doesn't like, or even the ones that she does. And so it makes it entertaining. But if someone's just showing me like, oh my gosh, purchase or pass videos, I love watching. I think those are so much fun. And it's funny because most of the time I feel like I'm kind of on the same page with the person, but then every once in a while there'll be something that I'm like, really, you want that? Or like, wait, what, you don't want that? Like, but I do really enjoy those videos. Those are fun. And because I don't typically follow like trend mood and stuff too much, I try not to, because then I just want things. That's kind of the way more I see what's coming out, because I'm seeing like those kind of videos, so it's more entertaining to me. As far as ones to film, what don't I enjoy filming? Oh yes, hauls are very fun to watch and film. Gosh, I don't know what would be one I don't, because I think I just don't really film anything that I don't enjoy filming. You know what I mean? So I can't really think of. Oh, that's awesome, Linda. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know why the color just changed so much on this. I think because the sun is coming through. I have a blanket up on the window over here, but the sun got really bright for a second, and I think it changed the color of the screen. Oh, Linda, are you leaving? If you are, bye. I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you so much. She's so awesome. But yeah, I don't think there's anything that I filmed that I don't. Okay, no, she's not leaving. Yay. I don't think there's anything that I film that I don't enjoy. Maybe sometimes like if there's a review type thing where I'm like, because there's been like a couple things that I was like the magnetic lashes. I was like, I mean, maybe I'll use them for videos, but I know I would never use them like in my everyday life. I've never touched them again since. So I know like I am just gonna give them to like one of my nieces or something. One of my nieces, no, like my 15-year-old niece or one of my sisters. But so sometimes like review things I don't love, because if it ends up being something that I don't enjoy, then it's not that fun to record with. But sometimes you discover things you really do love, which I have something I have to record tonight for a review that I'm doing. Christy, your mind is preoccupied. You got a lot of fun stuff coming up, girl. All right. And then the next one is from Age is Just a Number by Barbara Jean, who I call Auntie Barbara Jean. And she said, if you had the chance to meet one creator in person, who? That's difficult for me because I have made so many friends here that are creators, and I want to meet all of you. I just want to have one big old fun party and meet you all. So yeah, that one is tough for me because there's so many different personalities and just things that I appreciate about so many different people, and I would love to just to get to talk to you guys in person. And I always think it's so funny, like when you see somebody, thank you, Clara. When you see somebody like on camera or something and you have like this idea in your mind of, even if they say like how tall they are or whatever, like you would just have this idea in your mind about them, right? And then you see them and it's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, just things are so different when you see people in person. One of my favorite things is how, I know, it would be so much fun. I think YouTube should pay for it too. No, I'm just kidding. But I loved how Debbie Ton, my cousin Debbie, she got to meet Joanna, Super Lady, in Arizona. And I did not know it before they met and I saw the pictures and stuff, that Joanna is like 6 foot tall. And I never would have pictured her being tall like that. And so then to see her and Debbie and how much taller she is than Debbie and stuff, it was so funny. And it's like, you just have this picture in your mind of people, you know, we're seeing each other sitting down behind, you know, or whatever, behind the camera. And it's hard to judge things like that. Or even when you do like videos where it's like, if I do something with clothes or whatever. And I know it would be so much fun to just have a big old convention. I know, isn't that funny? Yeah, she is 6 foot tall. It's crazy to me. And yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say, like, even how I record like some things where I'm like my outfits or something, or for like the Thrifted Look for Less challenge, which is coming up this Sunday, by the way, don't miss it. Little shameless plug there. You know, you're still not seeing them necessarily next to somebody else to get an idea of height or things like that. And so it's just funny to me. And I'm telling you right now, I look much heavier on camera than I do in person. Just so you know. No, really though. Every time when I do look at like my outfit things, I'm like, does my butt really look like that? You know what I mean? Like I'll be looking in a mirror, like I obsessively look in a mirror and stuff. And I'm like, think, okay, this looks good, like I got, you know, whatever, and then I'll see, like, look back to edit and I'm like, oh, is that really what that looks like on me? Like, dang it. So either the camera's lying to me or I'm lying to myself or something, but whatever. But it is funny because it's hard to tell, like, I don't know, it's just fun to meet people in person and see what they're like. I know. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you guys are saying that. Seriously, I'm like, do I really look like that? I've even had my husband look at things sometimes. He's like, no, that doesn't look like that. And I'm like, okay, like, don't lie to me about it. Tell me the truth. He's really good about telling me the truth about stuff. We are our own worst critics. That is the absolute truth. But yeah, he has even said sometimes, like, that doesn't look like that. Like, don't, you know, whatever. So I'm going to go with it. All right. This one is from Mama Glow, California Glow. Hey, Sally. Oh, I'm so excited you're here. Yay! Sally's my friend from Hawaii. Sally, I want to meet you too. I'm saying, like, we need like just a big old party of all these YouTube creators because and, you know, subscribers and stuff too. And just all get together and just talk. Can you imagine how loud that place would be? It'd be loud. Yeah, California Glow. Take a photo in the outfit or item before you commit. That's a good one, Auntie Barbara Jean. She is a personal stylist, so listen to her, girls. She's got some. Hi, Sue. Don't be sorry at all. I'm so glad you're here. Sally giving her a little aloha. Sally also has a channel. She does have videos too on that channel. People are trying to connect with each other if you have channels and stuff to be able to follow each other. And yeah, and Sally does like all sorts of super fun stuff. And she's super crafty and talented and just beautiful also. And she has majorly encouraged me with lash wearing, which I do not have any on today, but I have been wearing them more. Okay, so California Glow. Yes, her cakes are amazing. Seriously, Sally, you're awesome. And her personality, you guys just check her out. You'll love her. She said, what is your favorite time of day and why? Nighttime. I am a night owl like crazy. I like to be up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. However, I was just telling my husband that I think I need to work on that because when I was working, in the days I would work at 8, so I would get up at 6. So I would go to bed at a decent time at night. Well, not really. I went to bed at like 11, but which wasn't great. But I know I would be more productive if I went to bed earlier and got up earlier. And so I told him there's just so many things that I've been enjoying getting done and being productive about that I'm like, I know I would be even more so if I was getting up earlier and starting my day, because even for filming or things like that, you know, my family is gone during the day for the most part. Like my 2 older boys, depending on their works, well, it's mostly my oldest one, his work schedule kind of changes. Might be in and out like a little bit, but that doesn't affect me too much. But that would be the time for me to get something done and get filming done and stuff before they come home. And so if I'm getting up at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, because, or morning, I guess it's morning, but it kind of feels like afternoon. That's awesome, Carla. Thank you for doing that. You know, that's a big chunk of my day that's gone. Ooh, Sue, I don't think that'll ever be me. Yeah, Sally, I mean, I know it's true, so it's just something I need to do. I just enjoy that, like, quiet and by myself, sitting out on the couch, watching YouTube, watching you guys, and, like, drinking some coffee or whatever, because, yeah, I'll drink coffee at 3 in the morning and then go to bed. That doesn't bother me. I hear at some point it's going to, but so far, not. But, it's just, there's something so, just relaxing about nighttime to me. Christy, you're using me as an excuse to not get your chores done. No. That's so funny. Aw, I love it. Actually, I would love, when we're talking about meeting people, to spend a day at your house, Christy, with you and Alyssa and Troy, because you guys are the stinking cutest, like such a fun family. And meet, like, do you have one other daughter? I'd like to meet your whole family. Or like go to Disney World with Alyssa and Troy. Like, they have so much fun there. You guys, if you haven't seen Alyssa's Disney vlogs, her and her dad go to Disney, and like, it's so much fun. I love it. I'm like, actually, I wouldn't want to go with them because that's like their dad and daughter thing, so I wouldn't want to mess that up because I understand how incredibly awesome and special that is. But to be a fly on the wall, that would be fun. Let's see. But yeah, so that's why that's my favorite time of day is nighttime, but, or like early morning hours, but like, cause I stayed up late, not cause I got up early. Okay. Oh, how awesome. Okay, so she's younger than Alyssa. Yes, I would love that. All right. Then she said, oh, this is a pretty awesome question. I do too. I love that. I am a daddy's girl through and through. So like I said, though, spending time just with my dad and stuff like I have done, and we do that other times too. Like I'll just go with him places or whatever. And I absolutely love it so much. Except for sometimes people think we're like a couple, which is really weird. Like, that's my dad. But yeah. So the other question that Gloria asked is, if you could ask Jesus anything, what would you ask? Oh my goodness. Studies also show that. Okay, I agree, Sally, on that one. She's talking about like making your bed, like start your day off right, because I never used to. um, I never used to make my bed, and I was like annoyed when people would say, "You don't make your bed," which would be like my aunt or my mom or something, and I'm like, who cares? Like, it's not your bed. Don't worry about it. I'm a little sassy sometimes, in case you don't know. And so for whatever reason, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I decided to start making my bed in the morning. You guys, I cannot stand to not, like, I make it as soon as I get up. However, if for some weird reason Brian's still in bed and I'm getting up before him, like, he'll usually get up while I'm getting ready. I cannot sit here because I'm in my master bathroom right now, so the door is right there and I can see my bed. I cannot sit here and get ready if my bed's not made. Like, I can see it out of the corner of my eye and it will drive me insane. So I have to like get up and go do it and come back, which he cracks up about. It's so awesome, Christy. I love that. I agree, Leo. Like, for some reason, just making your bed, it's like the bedroom looks cleaner and it's just, I don't know, it sets me up for like a good, yeah, it's like the start of my day. And then I love at night to take the pillows off, the decorative pillows off, and pull down the covers. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. So I agree on that one. Yeah. Oh, if you could ask Jesus anything, what would you ask? What would I ask? Gosh, that is so hard. I don't. Oh, that does sound very nice. Yeah, like just having your bed be like that just relaxing place at the end of the night, and not walking in and it's just blankets all twisted up and stuff. Like, that's not, that's like this. I want to be like, I very much like feel that. Oh, that's funny, Carla. I feel that way about things. When things are cluttery or chaotic, I feel like my body is like that. Like, I'm just like, oh, like tense, and then if things are like clean and nice, I'm just like, ah, like I'm so chill. And that's how I want to be. I want to be chill. Trust me, everyone else enjoys me much better when I'm chill. That's the truth, Christy. We won't be able, we are going to be so in awe of him and what he has done and who he is. We are not going to be able to speak. And I don't know, like, so to even think of what you would ask, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I would ask him. Like, I mean, if I could see him now and talk to him, I would want to ask him, how can I love people just as intensely as you do, you know? Like, how can I see people like you do? I guess that would be what it would be. Help me see people like you do. Because we have our humanness and our yes, say thank you. I don't want to ask him a question. I just want to say thank you. I agree. I know. Like, oh, so amazing. But yeah, I want to see people the way he does. I want to have eyes like his, where I don't look at people and see the sin, I guess. I want to see them like how he created them to be, and just deeper than, because we all have, you know, people, we all have negative things about us, and some people are very good at noticing those and picking those out in other people, which is terrible. I will admit fully, I used to be a very critical person because I was so thank you, I was so unhappy with myself. And so it's easy when you're unhappy with yourself, you look for the negative in other people because it makes you feel good that, like, well, this person this and this person this. When you have that joy and that peace inside of you, and just that Christ puts there, you don't look at people that way anymore. You look for the good. You celebrate the great things about people, and how you can learn from other people, and yeah, it's just a totally different mindset. It literally is like, I am not, if any of you knew me, uh, yeah, and you do look with compassion. If any of you could have known me 14, 15 years ago, aw, that's so awesome, Joy. I'm not the same person. And I know there are people who still think I am that person. Yep, absolutely. You have to make your bed. Oh my gosh, Clara, you're so hilarious. All right, I love you. Have a great day. No, Sue, being judgmental helps no one. It's true. And you know, it's really funny. I think people need to realize the more that they notice the negative in other people, it says a lot about them. You're trying to not focus or pay attention to your own and instead point out others. And like, if we can really get ourselves wrapped around that when we have those times where we are, you know, find ourselves being critical, yes, when you are not happy with yourself, you can't be happy for or with other people. It is a fact. And when you are happy with yourself, you celebrate with other people. You're excited for other people. You cheer other people on. Unhappy people can't do that. And it is such a sad thing to see people who can't be happy for other people, or who are jealous about things, you know, or what other people have, or when they see them succeed in something, it's like something inside them, like, why do they get to do it? They're not even, you know, a good person, or they're not even a, if that is how you think, you need to stop and think about what's going on in your heart, really. It's not so much in your mind. That's just a reflection of what's going on here. And yeah, I used to be very critical, very just cynical about things. It's just negative. I was very negative. I was a very negative person. And it's so funny because people who know me now, who didn't know me then, are like, no way, no way. I cannot picture you being that way. But literally, when Jesus came into my life, he flipped it upside down. I am not the same person I used to be. And I'm not embarrassed about things that I did in my past, because that's not me. That was a different person. And so, and that's something that's exciting to me. My husband and I were just talking about it. I'm like, I'm excited that I have a story that is not pretty, because it shows the power of God in someone's life. And, you know, people who have known me through both have gotten to see that complete transformation. And it's just, it's the most amazing thing. Yes, his grace and his mercy are like unfathomable. And so who are we to judge other people? I mean, seriously, like, of all the things that we do or have done or are going to do, because we all sin, we're all going to sin till the day we die. We keep on working on it. But I mean, you know, so for us to dare try to point out someone else's, I mean, we need to, yeah, when you're focusing on the negatives of other people, you're just trying to avoid dealing with the things you need to deal with in your own life. And so, yes, Sue, that's a great example too. Like, thinking you know what's going on with people. People have things visible, you know, disabilities, but they also, there's a lot of invisible disabilities that people have. And, you know, we're all so quick to judge. And I even had a little bit of this the other day. And I mean, I have no idea to know if, exactly, anyone without sin cast the first stone. Nobody better be throwing a stone. We were at Cedar Point and we were in line for a ride. And this dad and his son, who the son was probably 7 or 8, I would say, he was standing up on the rail, like, you know, you're in these little tiny aisles with the rails on either side of you. He's standing on the rail and like came right up by my face like this. And so I just, you know, moved over a little bit, whatever, he's a kid. Well, then he keeps doing it and he keeps bumping into me. And I moved like closer down to my husband, so we were kind of squished together so that there was a space so that he could stand there and do what he was doing, whatever. But he kept bumping into me. And I'm like, okay, well, the guy next to us who had his daughter with him kept looking at me like, geez, you know, like, why isn't this dad getting his kid off you, basically? Well, then the kid was doing like on his arm, like the spitting, like blowing raspberries or whatever, but there was like spit flying. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like moving over. Well, I know it has to be visible that I'm uncomfortable because your kid is like spitting on me and keeps bumping all over me. I even looked at the dad a couple times, and so did this other dad. And he, like, just whatever kind of thing. Now, I don't know what was going on with the child, if he has, you know, something going on that, but I'm like, okay, but your kid is like on top of other people and spitting on them. Like, you need to pay a little attention, you know. But I felt myself getting irritated, and then I was like, okay, not that big of a deal. Like, just relax. You know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to get and I mean, that, like I said, I don't know if he had any kind of issues going on or anything, or if it was just, that's the hard thing too. You don't know if it was a discipline issue or what. I'm assuming since the dad just was not doing anything, it might have been a discipline thing. But yeah, it was just, and that's the thing. I'm like, okay, if he was autistic or something, I know plenty of people who have autistic children and they wouldn't let them spit on other people. You know what I mean? So I think it was more just the dad not wanting to have to deal with disciplining, pretty much. But just things like that where, you know, something's going on, like a person is acting a certain way, and you, like, your initial thought, mine, I'll say on my own, is like, how ridiculous kind of thing. And then it's like, okay, but wait a minute, I don't really know the situation here, you know, kind of thing. And we have to get ourselves, because I feel like that's a very human nature thing to, like, immediately kind of, I don't know. Like, I have a, yeah, that's the thing, Christy. That's what I'm saying. I think it was just more of like a dad not disciplining. But I do have to, yeah, exactly, Sue. Like, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know none of you would let your kids just spit on people. You know what I mean? So that was that situation. But I'm saying, like, for people, when you're in situations where something might be going on, where someone's acting a certain way and you're like, why are they doing that? You don't necessarily know why they're doing that. You know what I mean? Instead of just assuming that someone's just being ridiculous about something or whatever, maybe there's actually an issue that's causing them to do this action. Like, same with like Tourette's. There's all different levels of it. And certain things that people might do aren't as obvious as, like, oh, that person has Tourette's, because some people, obviously, you can tell. Some people just have certain tics that you might not really realize that that's what it is, like a tick from Tourette's. And so you might be thinking, how ridiculous, like, why is that person, you know, whatever. And like, that's just like a I don't know, just such a yucky thing. And I mean, I totally do it sometimes, and then I have to, like, catch myself and be like, okay, whoa, like, knock it off, you don't really know the situation. But so anything like that, where don't just assume things about people, you know. And yeah, that just took a very long, but it made me think about that, because I was like, you know, just kind of like, come on, buddy, you know. Let's see. So again, Jesus, help me see people. How can I see people through your eyes? Like, show me, you know, because that would change everything if we start thinking in that mentality. Like, we don't need him to actually come here and show us that. We just need to be asking him daily. And when we're in situations with people, okay, when you feel like that irritation about something or whatever, like, Jesus, help me see them like you do. You love them. This person is precious to you. And so I can't be, you know. Oh, absolutely, Christy. I want to hear that. Yay. All right. Should I do the other ones? It's 3:35. I need to go to my grandma's. And I'm not saying that like I need to go to my grandma's. I'm like, I need to go to my grandma's, because we're going to my grandma's for dinner at 4, and it's 3:35 already. She only lives like 10 minutes away, but, you know, I don't want to, like, just show up at 4. But so, oh, and I've been on here for over an hour. Anyway, you guys, it's so easy to just talk to you guys. So I will leave off on, I will be doing Leanne's. I'll save those for next week. But, oh, thank you so much, Carla. My friend Jenny today, she was saying, she goes, I love how you talk about your faith. And she's like, it's so hard. We live in a world where a lot of things, even to tell somebody, like, you know, I'll pray for you, or how can I pray for you, or something, people get offended. Aw, love you. Bye, Linda. Yes, I will be running. Yes, you guys, before I leave, please, definitely, Clara Barrera, her channel. She needs you. Let's run her videos, run her playlists, and help her get monetized because she totally deserves it. And so let's do it. Yes, don't send vibes. Please don't tell me you're sending me vibes. I'm so glad too, Joy. Thank you. But yeah, but my friend Jenny was saying, she's like, I'm so glad in a world where so many people get offended by people talking about their faith or even saying they'll pray for them or whatever, like you don't. Jesus is the most important thing. There is nothing else that matters. And if I didn't talk about what he's done in my life and what he can do for anybody, then I don't love people, because I want people to know that same kind of love and transformation, and that will look different in everyone's life. But like, I'll never go back. My husband just said to me the other day, can you imagine, how did we live without him? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, once he's in your heart, like, you just can't imagine how you can possibly live without him. And I would never want to. Like, I mean, because there's nothing without him. So absolutely, Christy. So I thank you guys so much, because I know not everyone here is a Christian, and you can't force someone to be. That's not how this works. God doesn't force anybody to be. But like, let me tell you, you are loved so supremely. You are precious. And he is he's right there waiting. He's right there waiting. And, it took a long time for me to be ready to realize I needed him. And I had to come to a very broken place in my life to really realize how much I needed him. And I'll never go back. I am like a joyful, dorky, giddy, happy girl because I got Jesus. Yep, I absolutely love it. So thank you so much, you guys. I love you so much. You're all so awesome. And yes, follow each other, help Claire out, run her playlists, and I will see you guys back here next Tuesday for another live. We'll finish up the questions. In the meantime, if you guys have any other questions for me, leave them down in the comments of this video, and that way I will add them to my ones for next week. So, all right, love you guys. See you next week.